and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 9 on Fargo CW.
Actually, I think Target's been quite a Grinch this Christmas to Fergus Falls.
At a time when people should be feeling merry and bright, some Fergus Falls residents are feeling frustrated with empty toy shelves just days before Christmas. Target's slogan tells shoppers they can expect more and pay less, but residents tell Valley News Live's Veronica Marshall that's not true in Otter Tail County.
A store once cherished by the community.
Lots of good memories with your kids. I have memories of all my 3 children when they were little shopping here.
Is now at the center of local outrage, leaving some shoppers to say the holiday spirit is out of stock at the Target in Fergus Falls. Holiday toys have been taken off the shelves and sent to other locations, leading some Fergus Falls residents to say the Grinch has come to town a little early.
It's pretty barren there as far as toys. What's most disappointing is they do this 6 days before Christmas. It feels like it's just the Grinch that stole Christmas.
I have a grandson that's 3 years old. He would have liked to have some Legos and some action figures, so we're going to have to go elsewhere.
The Fergus Falls location is the only one in Otter Tail County, meaning shoppers face about an hour-long commute to other stores. Shoppers tell me the move puts corporate cash over community.
It appears that Target doesn't have a heart about this, that they need to look at what they're doing to these communities. You aren't really looking at what matters.
And it's just not about corporate America. It's about the human experience, and we have really embraced that in this Target, and we'll miss it sorely. It'll be a huge hole in our town.
In Fergus Falls, Veronica Marshall, Valley News Live.
We reached out to Target for a comment about the Fergus Falls store, but have not yet heard back. And if you need help uncovering fraud and corruption in your community, call our whistleblower hotline at 701-237-6576 and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth. Coming up after weather, we have the latest on the Fernando Saya case. He's a former Fargo priest accused of child sex abuse. Plus, a Grand Forks CEO and city council member is at the center of a civil lawsuit that claims she tried to cover up a rape of a vulnerable adult. We'll have more details in just a little bit. But first, we're hearing that snow is in the forecast for holiday travelers. Robert, who'll be impacted by this?
Yeah, snow will be on the way as we head through the day tomorrow. Right now, the calm before the storm as we take a live look outside on the CorwinAuto.com Valley Skycam, part of the Storm Team Skycam network. Traffic moving along nicely on University I-94. And we'll see some quiet conditions tomorrow morning. I think we're fine, but by tomorrow evening, this picture will look a whole lot different. Right now, 15 degrees after topping out in the low 30s. It feels more like 3, rather chilly out there. Winds out of the north at 9 miles per hour, a few degrees cooler, 12 over in Moorhead. Elsewhere, temperatures across the region, 1 in Langdon, 5 in Cavalier, 7 in Roseau and Baudette, 8 up in the Grand Forks area. Winds relatively light out there, a few stronger gusts as you get over towards the Bemidji area, but right now generally 5 to 10 miles per hour. It is enough to create some wind chills as cold as 11 below in Langdon, -9 in Baudette, -5 up in the Roseau area, 2 below in Bemidji, and -2 also in Grand Forks and in Devil's Lake. Cloud cover, we'll see those clouds start to increase, already starting to do so from southwest to northeast as we head through the overnight hours. Underneath those clouds, seeing a few echoes out there. A lot of this not quite reaching the ground yet, but by later on tomorrow morning and on into tomorrow afternoon, we will see a lot of it reaching the ground over much of the area. We'll show you where in just a moment. Off towards the west, some higher elevation snow, some lower elevation rains off towards the south. Showers and thunderstorms, and earlier some severe thunderstorms, even a couple of tornado warnings in eastern portions of Texas. Some very heavy rain falling in southeastern parts of Arkansas for us. As we head through the overnight hours, it's going to be cold, especially up in northern Minnesota. We'll see a few locations dipping below 0 where we see the clouds. Teens and 20s will hang on a bit longer there. As we head through the day tomorrow, here comes the snow. It starts to develop. We stay in the single digits across the north, 20s across the south. In between, that's where we're going to see that snow band set up. It's going to stick around for a while, right on through tomorrow evening into tomorrow night. Generally, 3 to 6 inches into this area. Could even see some locally higher amounts outside of that, lesser amounts to the north and south, and even off towards the east. Because of that, winter weather advisory for much of the region. If you're traveling off to northwestern North Dakota, winter storm warning there for 6 to 8 inches of snow with locally higher amounts. Behind that, over the Christmas weekend, that's when we start to see the bitter cold Arctic air make its way on into the region. Here in Fargo, maybe a few flakes in the morning with temperatures in the low teens, but by lunchtime, we'll start to see some more of those flakes. That snow will start to increase, some upper teens, and we'll stay steady in the upper teens as we head through the day. A bit of a breeze out there, 10 to 20 miles per hour with some stronger gusts, and roads will be slick for that drive time home. Picture of the day, a gorgeous sunrise in Cummings, North Dakota. Thanks so much to Bobby for sending that in. You can use that as the backdrop to our 7-day forecast. And yeah, snow likely on your Wednesday. Travel will be difficult in many locations. Cold with a little bit of lingering snow early Thursday, 8 degrees. A brief rebound with some snow showers Friday, even to the upper teens, 7 on Saturday. And yeah, we're not going to be above zero very often as we head through your Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And it looks like maybe even beyond this 7-day period. So keep it tuned to the latest forecast, bundle up, and make sure you got that emergency kit in the car before you head out of town.
It looks like Father Winter is here to stay.
Oh, it's going to be here, yeah.
Yes, thank you, Robert. And authorities in north central Minnesota communities are putting out a warning after 7 overdoses, 2 of those deadly, in a 48-hour span this week. Officials from the White Earth Reservation are warning of what they're calling an urgent public health crisis after the outbreak. They say they're working with law enforcement to combat the issue, but also recognize the need to provide treatment for those who are suffering from addiction. And they even provided Narcan training today at multiple locations in Nadawash. The community also had another deadly outbreak of overdoses where 1 woman died and 3 other overdoses on heroin in a 24-hour period back in October of this year. They're also asking anyone with information to contact your local law enforcement and are reminding the public about the White Earth Reservation's anonymous tip line. You can get that at 1-877-410-8550. And bail is set at $5 million cash for a former Fargo priest accused of child sex abuse. Prosecutors asked for what Cass County State's Attorney Birch Burdick says is the highest cash bail ever in the county, saying that Fernando Saya poses a serious flight risk after he fled to the Philippines in 1998. Saya is charged with sexually abusing 2 boys while working for the Fargo Diocese. He was arrested back in November and extradited to the United States. He was assigned to the Blessed Sacrament Catholic Church and to St. Mary's Cathedral at the time of the alleged abuse. Saya has since been removed from the priesthood. The tax reform bill could be on President Trump's desk by tomorrow. The Senate is voting on it tonight, while because of a glitch, the House will vote on it again tomorrow. CBS's Weijia Zhang is on Capitol Hill to explain why.
The Republican tax plan is on the verge of becoming the law of the land. The Senate is scheduled to vote on the bill tonight. It's expected to pass without the support of a single Democrat.
The motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
The House actually approved the tax bill first, largely along party lines.
The American people place their trust in us to do this work for them. And today, we're making good on that promise.
The Speaker's words turned out to be premature. After the bill arrived in the Senate, Democrats found 3 provisions that violated the chamber's rules. The House will have to vote on the amended bill tomorrow.
There was not one single hearing with respect to the specifics of the bill.
Opponents condemned the GOP tax plan as a giveaway to corporations and the wealthy.
What we are seeing today, in an unprecedented way, is the looting of the federal treasury.
Republican leaders insist the bill will benefit everyone.
If you look at the last 8 years, America has consistently underperformed. Not 1 year of 3% growth, not one. That's not the best America can do.
Independent studies say most taxpayers will save money next year, but by 2027, more than half will pay more than they do now.
The title says it all. This bill will deliver tax cuts and new jobs for hard-working Americans.
Barring another unexpected setback, Congress could send the bill to the president's desk by tomorrow. Weijia Zhang, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The last time Congress overhauled the nation's tax code was in 1986 when it passed the Senate in a 74-23 vote. And a Clay County inmate was allowed to leave jail on a work release only to face new rape allegations before his return. This was Alexander Crookson's second time granted work release after testing positive for marijuana during his first leave for work. County attorney says they had urged the judge not to grant Cookson work release after his first offense, but Judge Stephen Cahill says he didn't have all the information when he did so.
At no time did anybody tell me that they considered him to be a public safety risk, that he had any violent tendencies, things of that nature. And had I been told that, then I probably would not have granted the work release again.
For now, Alexander Crookson is serving out his sentence for driving offenses, but Judge Cahill says that likely will increase with these latest allegations. And a Grand Forks CEO and city council member is at the center of a civil lawsuit that claims she tried to cover up a rape of a vulnerable adult. Sandy Marshall is the CEO of Development Homes Incorporated. They're responsible for looking after people with developmental disabilities. A civil lawsuit claims they were negligent in allowing one of their residents to rape another one of their residents. This was a criminal investigation. The civil lawsuit says they tried to cover it up. No criminal charges were ever filed. Marshall denies the allegations and says the information is coming from a disgruntled employee. The lawsuit is seeking $50,000 in damages. The Valley News Live team is excited to bring you coverage of the road to Frisco for the Bison football team's championship bid. We've got full team coverage with the Valley News Live sports team and the whole Bison football pregame crew, along with Mike Morkin, bringing us live coverage from Frisco, Texas. That leads us up to game day on January 6th. The Farmers Union Insurance Bison football pregame show will start at 9:30 on Monday, all the way up to the 11 a.m. kickoff between the North Dakota State Bison and James Madison at Toyota Stadium for the FCS Championship. Well, there's a CW giveaway we're excited to announce tonight. It's a VNL VIP Fargo Force Sweet Night experience on December 30th. All you have to do to register to win is head to valleynewslive.com or ndtoday.tv and click on the contest tab. 2 winners will get the chance to hang out with the Valley News Live crew while also enjoying some hockey. The deadline to register is on December 21st at noon. Still